And here we are, the dev live stream. Now, let's preference this with what I talked about before I even get into it, and I've been spoiled a little bit, but as I said, there is nothing, like quite literally, there is nothing that developers could have done in this live stream that we're about to watch that would not look like some kind of failure, right? Because ultimately they've dug themselves into just an enormous hole, and there's really no way to get out of it without just patheticness being involved, right? Because if they go back on everything they've done, then you basically have months and months of time wasted. And if they push it through, they destroy the game. And if there's no right answers, right? So there's no way to sniff their way out of this one. It's completely over. You got pulpitis? The hell is that? What's up, unknown? So let's skip ahead here to the meat, right? We're doing cosplay, okay. Cosplay for Halloween. Oh, here they are. Oh, we got Mandy on the on the action. And you guys can let me know how the audio syncing is, if it's too loud or too low. Sup, should how? Turbulent. Show a survivor trying to give up on hope, but he can't, lol. This is face cam.
Oh, hey everybody. Sorry, just reacting to the Shirtless Peanuts request in the chat. Yes. Hi, welcome to another DBD community live stream. We are here live.
Kind of low-key surprised they're even doing another one after the last one.
Have more faces.
How is this? Is this needs to go over a little bit, or that maybe? Oh, I see. That's just how it looks. Hold on. Let's what the hell happening? How is this glue sniffing thing posting over and over again? Is this real? I think we had a glitch in the system there or something. Okay. That was strange. Okay. Don't click the wrong button these days, man. AI is being added to everything. What's up, Paradox? I wanted to just add a little bit of a filter so we could make it look a little bit snappier. Yeah, like that. There. Jeez. Filter, not a Elmer's glue filter here. All right, let's see what they have to say.
On this show than we even had last week, which excites me because, like I said last week, I wanted you to meet more and more of our devs where we can. I have a couple familiar faces with me here today. We've got Mandy, and we've also got Jeff, and I'm Eric, or Pope, or Eric.
Jeff
Pope,
from the Overwatch team.
And we're here to tell you what's up with DBD. I'll kick us off again the way I did last week, just so people who didn't last month. That feels like a week ago.
Long in, everybody.
You know what the context is here. This is not a big chapter reveal stream. If you came here expecting a chapter reveal, we're not doing that.
I thought that was Mandy.
Just stick around and chill because it should be fun. But this is really, these are called community streams for a reason. We try to address topics that are core to the community, save our big, fancy, fun reveals for our chapter reveals and things like that. So I know you're waiting for the next chapter.
Who's the dev who has OCD and had to put his water bottle directly in the middle of that pallet perfectly so that it would be on the? Which one of them is it? I wonder. You think it's Jeff?
You shouldn't have to wait too much longer to find out what it is. Not going to be today, though. So just relax for a little bit longer. I know you want to know. Okay, so the things we're going to cover on the show today are our PTB to live changes. Last time we were here, Jeff talked through a ton of stuff that was tested, coming up to test in the PTB. We've done it since then. We're going live next week, so we want to tell you what's staying, what's going, what's different, etc.
Etc.
We're also going to touch on the Grimoire. If you're not familiar with the Grimoire, that is, we kicked it off earlier this year. You are helping us to build a chapter of Dead by Daylight. And in fact, small world, Jeff
let's skip
is
ahead
designing
until
our
interesting
Grimoire
things
killer.
happen.
So we got some cool stuff
Feet
to talk
reveal
about
when?
there.
Soon. Chill, bro. What's up, Alex? Alrighty, come on. Get me to the meat.
Queue a bit because the killers were having a fairly long.
Okay.
But also us included. Want more focus on bugs. That's kind of a through line through everything right now that we're hearing, and totally feel you on that.
I'm not sure.
I wanted to note, we looked at the bug count, the bug fix count. That's coming in the release next week, and it's almost double what was on the PTB build, which is nice.
I have to think it was just slightly
Just
more
about,
than
yeah.
double.
So we're looking good there. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do. We're not pretending we don't, but I just wanted to mention that. So, Mandy,
Yeah.
2v8?
It is Mandy.
Okay, so as you guys know, 2v8 has just been extended. So that's going to be
Yay!
extended until the 25th, 10 a.m. So you can expect a release at 11 a.m. and 2v8 will finish an hour before. So we've increased the incentives in the 1v4 queue, so to try and balance that queue a bit, because
Throw blood
killers are
points at the
having a
problem,
fairly
guys.
long
That
wait
always fix
time.
everything.
We also did a survey, and that's what led us to make the decision to extend. In the
I never saw that survey, by the way, to increase to extend to V8 again. So I made up a lie on Twitter that it got extended before it got extended, and then Grok thought it was real. And yeah, I think it may have caused some issues.
survey, I've got numbers. I've got
love
numbers. I wrote
numbers.
them down. So above 70% of people wanted the 2v8 to be.
So those 70% of people, by the way, they're not the real old school loyal player base to the game. I really don't think they are. I think that that 70% she just referenced is like this new audience that they're trying to push into DVD. Like they want to replace us, the old people, because we're annoying. We want a balanced game. We want things to be, fair. We're annoying. They want people that don't think about anything, get on the game, buy a skin or two, sniff some glue, have fun, get off. That's it. And if they have that community, the Fortnite community, then they don't have to put so much goddamn effort in, and they could just focus on money juicing, right? So I see why they want to get rid of us. Resubscribed with Prime. They've been subscribed for 6 months. Much appreciated, Alex. You're for Prime for my suffering. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I think. It's this constant pushing of the old community out of the door. You're no longer needed here. You and Alamo and everybody else from that generation, just fuck off. We don't want you anymore. What's up, Gecko Terranth?
Be extended. So it was a lot of people who completed the survey that want that extended. So,
But it's not a long extension, as you mentioned.
It's not. It's over
taking
the
us
weekend.
right up till the release next
yeah,
week.
it's
Yeah,
over
that's
the
Mandy.
weekend, and we're doing some testing on the incentives. Let's see how that works out. See how that helps the queue, because obviously we're.
This was the
concerned
shit
about,
live stream?
The
Oh,
core
God.
queue as well as the event queue, and we're looking at both things. So it's not like we're just looking at one or the other.
Cool.
So we'll let you know more about that as soon as we've got it for the next iterations.
Fantastic. Also coming up, and again, I mentioned this isn't a big reveal stream. We got no flashy assets to show you, but we did want you to mark your calendar. Bone Chill returns as it does each year, so this year is no exception. Bone Chill is returning quite
It's going to
soon
be
as
like
well.
the same exact event again.
It will
Bone
be
Chill.
before the next stream that we do, our December stream. So it's also right.
We
around
have an
the
update
corner.
on Chandler. We'll get to that later.
We'll have a roadmap, a calendar for the month on December 1st. That's going to take you through all the things you can expect, including when Bone Chill drops. Currently scheduled right now for December 9th. So stay tuned and see what's happening.
Stay tuned. Classic gun
And
line.
then, to finish off our news, tomorrow is kind of a big day in the DBD comp world, and we're going to be assisting by DBD League is going to be taking
Oh
over
my
our
glaze, can we
Turbo
get to the point? Leave Chandler alone. Leave him alone.
My time to shine. I have the clicker.
Yes, it's Jeff
You have
time.
the power.
Ultimate power.
It's not dude time, but it's Jeff time.
Yeah, no more
No
detail.
more dude time. I got requests.
I'm here in the middle.
We're gonna get another
I did wanna
PowerPoint
say-
presentation.
So I want to say something at the top of this segment because last show I said a lot of things. Well, I said a lot of things, but I said the same thing a lot of times that I really wanted people to test that PTB. People found that condescending, and it was not at all the intention. I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. Truly,
Okay.
I mean this. When I say, please test that, it's not, hey, go find bugs for us because we're not able
No.
to, because I know that's what
That's
people
not
are
what-
going to. It's really that without the feedback of our players getting hands-on, because we see your feedback before it's there, but
Terrenth, much appreciated for the 4 months of cringe. Now, here's the thing. Okay, he's saying that he felt like what he said was condescending. It was not condescending, bro. Nobody felt condescending. Okay, maybe one guy did on Twitter, I don't know. But like the vast majority of people did not feel that it was condescending. The issue with what you said, right, is that like, how do I put like make an analogy out of this? It's like you told somebody, hey, don't run across the freeway at midnight during rush like traffic because you might get hit by a car. It's like, you don't have to tell me that, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like the issue with what you said about the PTB was that everybody who's ever played the game before knew that those changes were terrible before it didn't even take like 30 seconds of consideration. Instantly, we knew those changes were terrible. So we didn't need to test them, you know? We don't need to test running across the freeway at midnight in darkness. This guy looks like he likes pallets. Probably does. Mikey Piggy! Whoa, they delayed the Stranger Things Part 2 DLC for no reason. Whoa, how did I not see this fumble coming? Much appreciated for the 100 biddy. 100 cringer bites, I should say. But yeah, like that was the issue with what he said. Not that anybody thought we want the community to go bug test for us. The community is going to do that anyway. They don't care. It's just that he's like, the PTB is for testing, test things. We don't need to. That's the issue, is that the whole thing is just stupid from the top to the bottom. We don't need to test it. It's a waste of developer resources, and it's just like really frustrating. I mean, why should we even bother when there's a perfect game as fun as Arc Raiders? It's been 10 years and they still have no idea what they're doing. It's crazy because not only does it feel like they don't know what they're doing, but they're actively like moving in like the wrong direction at all times. I think we gotta, yep, some behind the scenes footage here leaked. Anyway.
With your hands on, that's where our team, the community team, can be best equipped to talk to the various internal teams when we make decisions about what goes live in the game. So I'm really sorry if it came across as condescending. I truly didn't mean it that way. I'm a big believer in PTBs or PTS, depending on the type of game you play, to inform the changes that actually go live to the game. And I know there's a track record that people have pulled on.
Just to say, other dev teams as big as Behavior a lot of other dev teams, what they do is they'll have a, like, you know, their PTBs for their balance changes and their new characters and stuff to try to get the balance really good, right? But simultaneously, apart from the PTB, they will have, usually even on the live version of the game, like an experimental playlist. And in that experimental playlist, the devs can test out all of their different ideas for balance and different design things and stuff they want to play around with without it ever impacting the actual game whatsoever. So like if they wanted to do all of this, what they've done here, in a way that's going to be way less judgmental and way less detrimental to the overall game, all they would have needed to do is make an experimental playlist that you could go into on the live version of the game, so you could play it on every platform, right? And then people could just test it out in an area where they could like kind of judge it unbiasedly, right? Because like right now, even though all this stuff I agree is terrible, but like these are the changes that are coming to the game, so we have to judge them very harshly and we have to look at them very critically. If it was in like an experimental playlist, we could maybe play around with it a little bit more and see if, hey, maybe a part of this isn't as bad as we thought. But like the way they're doing it here, it's lazy and it's just an enormous waste of resources, like disgusting waste.
Like, well, but you've done this in the past, and I totally get it. But I just wanted to say that up front, because to me, even if you ever meet me in person, it's probably the first thing I'll tell you about is I'm such a believer in PTB as a tool for us.
That's the first thing you'll tell me in person is that you're a huge believer in PTBs.
It can possibly be. So
before you say hi or anything, just I'm a huge believer in PTBs.
That's my moment of addressing that at the top of the show. And now I'll hand it over to Jeff to actually tell you what you want to hear.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's a good point because, you know, as I always remind people, we don't make the game for ourselves, we make it for the players, and ultimately if the players don't like the game, it's not great. So PTB testing is amazing. All right, so today I have some PowerPoint slides. I don't know if we'll show them all because it's mostly just text. There aren't really any visuals today. I don't have any little drawings of Skull Merchant or anything like that. But I do have some important
He
points.
seems like a toxic ex lately.
PTB to live, what's next? The burning question.
What's going to live
I know
from
it's
the
been kinda
PTB?
like radio silent for a couple of days/weeks.
Yeah.
So here's the big reveal. So the camping reduction.
Camping reduction is coming to live. So they've already, before we get into anything else, they've already juiced in just a little bit, right? They've already juiced in just a little bit. Just a little bit of pepper spiced right on in. The camping reduction too, in my opinion, was one of the more egregiously problematic things they were going to add. So that's pretty upsetting, honestly. But I'll let him continue. I have not seen Scott's video now.
Is going live with some small adjustments, and I'll go over that in the next slide. The slugging reduction is not going live.
Okay, so no slugging reduction, which is good because it wasn't a real problem. It was like, even when they showed the numbers, it was clearly a fake problem. You can already abandon if you're slugged for, what is it, like 80 seconds now or something. You could just leave if you're bored. What else? Like, there was no reason to put it in. All it did was hurt poor Harambe, who doesn't deserve to be hurt. And now we can still slug to win all of our matches, so we don't have to worry. So actually, we'll be good then, huh? Slugging is still gonna, yeah, of course it's gonna be the best. What's up, Metalhead? Hope everything's going nice and well. I can't believe they delayed a huge chapter just to then waste dev time and come out of it more confused than we were all before, with barely any bugs fixed. Yep. They are really, really incompetent. Slugging is fun for the whole family.
Live, and the tunneling reduction is
Nothing from the tunneling reductions going live. That's actually kind of surprising, honestly. Nothing? I mean, I know they made up the numbers about tunneling. They said like 50% of matches were tunneling or some bullshit, which was a complete lie. But I'm kind of low-key surprised they didn't do anything with tunneling.
is not
I hope,
going
I hope this means they're done with this bullshit, right? And that they're not going to attempt something else.
live. So camping.
And actually, if I can jump in before, we're going to get to pallets in a second as well. That wasn't actually part of the PTB changes. It was already live, but we're going to address that in a minute too. So hang on.
Yeah, the pallet density. Yeah, it's been a hot topic.
Yep.
I'm glad they've been informed about the pallet density.
So for camping, survivors will still see each other's resolve bars when they are hooked.
That's going to hurt hooks a lot because it's going to allow survivors to min-max even more. Like good survivors are going to take advantage of that like public resolve bar by they're going to do this like yo-yo strategy, right? Where okay, let's say the killer has a 3-gen and he hooked somebody right in the middle of the 3 gens and all the gens are regressing now and he can camp the hook at the same time, but he's trying not to get too close to the hook because the game is stupid and it'll punish him and the survivor will be able to unhook themselves and he'll lose all of that pressure, right? So now he's kind of like going around the gens and the survivors are hovering around. So what they're going to do if they're decent is they're going to go towards the hook, right? The killer's going to come into proxy because that's 100% the best play in that position, and it's 100% the survivor's fault that they went down inside of the 3-gen as well. So it's not like the killer was just being cringed. That's the survivor's fault. So now the survivor's going to be going in. They're going to see how the killer is starting to proxy. I'm going to back away and I'm going to watch that resolve bar fill. And if they can manage it, they're either going to allow the survivor to unhook themselves because of this, or they're going to see, okay, the resolve bar is not going to fill in time. I need to go in and trade or something, right? But like this just gives an insane amount of information to the survivors, like something that even a Swift will definitely be able to take or get value out of. You know, they could obviously do it on comms too, but this is going to make it even more pixel perfect and easier for them to do.
So that was very liked across the board. So that's going live. The resolve bar fills up faster the longer the state.
Oh my god, it still fills up faster. Oh my god.
However, we are reverting the range increase. So on the PTB it was increased to 20 meters. We're bringing it back down to 16 meters. There was some concerns raised by a lot of you that it would be unfair.
How, like, do they not see that doing this just continues to make slugging the best solution to win your matches? Like every update, it's just slugging is the better option. It's just always the better option. Why are you hooking? You're just fucking yourself. Like quite literally, you're fucking yourself. Like, I don't know. You could do other strategies. Like you could like hook one survivor or hook maybe 2 survivors, but there's no reason to ever hook more than 2 survivors. There's just no reason.
Fair to the killer in some situations, so we're just bringing it back to what it was before. So why not the rest? So slugging and tunneling. So after a second round of testing, we found that the features did not meet the minimum positive impact that we hoped they would have.
The minimum positive impact.
Frankly,
that's such a data thing to say.
There was a lot of negative feedback about it, and it's very hard to justify moving forward with something in the live game when the feedback is negative that badly. So that's why it's not going live.
You slug because you want to win. I slug because I'm an asshole. We're not the same. Okay.
So what's next? There's 3 things I think I want to mention. So we understand that tunneling is still a frustrating situation to be in. So one thing that we will try is to increase the base kit endurance and haste to 15 seconds. So it's 5 seconds longer than what's on live right now. And we will be reviewing how MMR is calculated. So we think that by making adjustments there, we could see a reduction in those types of strategies.
We will be reviewing how MMR is calculated, including win conditions, and we believe this will have an impact on these strategies, which means will require less drastic changes. Man, can you imagine? Like, okay, so like the devs are really, really bad at their job, right? They really don't understand their game at all. Now, there's 2 things they could mean by this, and one of them is absolutely fucking like catastrophic. I'm not joking. Catastrophic. Okay, so the first thing they could mean is that we're going to make it to where survivors get basically a win if they pip, right? Or if they pip or 2 pip or whatever. And then their MMR goes up because they played well enough and their MMR should go up. And that's the new win condition. That would actually be really good. because now you're going to be getting better quality solo queue teammates and stuff, because it's not going to be about just who got their cheeks out of the exit gate, and it's going to be about how that exit gate got powered in the first place, which is really important, and they really should do that. That would be good. Now let's talk about what this could also potentially mean, and kind of sounds like it means, which is terrifying. They say we will be reviewing how MMR is calculated, including win conditions, and we believe this will have an impact on these strategies, meaning it's going to change how the killer plays the game, because the killer is the one who's tunneling, right? If they make it to where kills don't equal MMR anymore, and instead MMR is calculated by how many hooks you get or unique hooks you get, the only outcome of that would be that the sweaty ass super full poopy diaper killer players like myself, our MMR would start to drop, because I can't play for hooks anyway, you know, right? Because there's like the gens go too fast, so I'm gonna be slugging, my MMR is gonna fucking drop, I'm gonna be playing against bigger glue sniffers. The people that are going for unique hooks would unironically start to get even harder matches, to where it would be like impossible for them to get to unique hooks, which would, like, I think that would quite literally break the matchmaking entirely. So if that's what they're thinking about doing, if that's the strategy, which it really kind of sounds like that's their strategy, then yeah, the glue level here is off the charts, because they would destroy the matchmaking of the game. All right, let's continue.
Which means will require less drastic changes in terms of like the base game itself. And then the last thing on this topic is that we have started the process of looking at how to improve the first-time user experience. So how new players are onboarded into the game, and the things that we teach them and show them and all those things. It's
so a new tutorial, basically.
There's no ETA. There'll be more details in the future. I can't tell you when, but we have started looking at it, so it's very exciting.
Slugging killers get less MMR, so would stay at lower MMR for longer. No, not only would they stay at lower MMR, but like their MMR would actively continuously drop, because they weren't getting any hooks. So like you would just be playing against worse and worse survivors, and you'd be using the best strategy in the game to destroy them. Then you would have a real slugging problem on your hands. If they really go, if that's their, that's what it sounds like. I could be wrong, but that's 100% what that sounds like to me. Not that we'll ever know. They don't give us any information really about MMR, but if they try to do that behind the scenes, I'm sure we'll notice very quickly.
Next, there were some perk changes that happened with this update. So Babysitter is being reverted to its current live iteration, where it, sorry, brain fart.
Yeah, we get it.
I can't even read because it's so small. 10% haste for third
Yeah, we get
version. Same thing goes for borrowed time.
Borrowed time,
version
back
that a
to
lot of
base.
you really like, which is that it gives you undetectable and haste when you hook the obsession. Sorry, and off the record is going to a previous version that we had, where you did get endurance, but it was for a shorter amount of time. And the reason why is I think that we can all agree that 80 seconds of endurance is very long and very powerful, so we're cutting it by half. So you'll still get...
Okay, so they reverted basically all of the perk changes, right?
For hotfix 1, we will revert Breakdown and Wicked. So they'll go back to their current live version. It's
so
just,
yeah, they're reverting every single perk change
for the release, and those two felt like they were a little bit less urgent. And however, I think we will mention... Do we want to mention for Wicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wicked, because we have heard the concerns that it stacks very well with Resurgence, we will be kill switching it to make sure that it can't be abused.
No, just kill switch Resurgence, guys. Don't worry about it. Leave Wicked in the game and kill switch Resurgence.
Oh, hotfix 2.
Yes, because of to make sure that switch is going to.
Okay, so far they have reverted everything in the PTB, just so I'm not misunderstanding this. They reverted absolutely everything in the PTB, except the fact that you see your teammates' resolve meters when they're on hook, so you can see the self unhook progress. and they added an additional 5 seconds of endurance and haste when getting unhooked, correct? Everything else has been reverted. All just a complete waste of time. Humongous. Much appreciated. We're growing some muttons.
Not have a problem.
Okay, sorry. So not for hotfix 1, for hotfix 2. Next point is, what about killers? So we did have some changes in the killers in the PTB for some killers. The first one was Skull Merchant. So the Skull Merchant changes are going live, but
on a scale from Elmer's to Gorilla, how's the glue? It's pretty extreme. He deleted his entire account. Holy shit!
On a scale from Elmer's to Gorilla, how's the glue?
Things are going great, aren't they?
But there is a but, and I think this but will make people happy, and not that kind of but.
No, I didn't say anything for once.
You were thinking it though.
I was thinking, don't tell them I'm thinking that.
Everyone knows Mandy. So the but is, we will decouple her undetectable from deploying drones to recalling drones in the hotfix 1 patch.
Wait, what? Her undetectable will be decoupled from deploying drones to recalling drones in one of the hotfix patches and will revert the undetectable duration nerf. What? What? Why? I told you guys. I fucking told you they're coming for undetectable. That's a huge nerf. I think that's a huge nerf personally. Some people might disagree, but so basically now, instead of getting undetectable when she deploys a drone, she's gonna get undetectable when she removes a drone. I feel like that's gonna be way less useful. Especially for early game, which is arguably the most important part of the trial. You're going to be constantly pulling your drones away and constantly spamming them to try to get that undetectable. It's just going to be way more annoying. What a weird nerf. I know they hate undetectable, man. Because it's the strongest thing in the entire game. It's the only thing that really stops you from getting shift W'd and stuff. Like undetectable and like mindbreaker were like the only two like things you could kind of use in this game to counter shift W. Mindbreaker is dead for all of eternity probably, and now they're coming for like undetectable slowly probably, I would imagine. That's gonna be really annoying. Like that makes me not want to play Skull Merchant at all. You're basically just gonna spam your drones everywhere and constantly recall them just so you get undetectable, I would think.
And at the same time, we will revert the undetectable duration nerf that we did in the PTB. So that's something that's coming up in not the release next week, the hotfix after. Next is the Cenobite. So the base kit nerf is being reverted, but his add-on original pain is not. So the too long didn't read is you'll be able to bind survivors with controlled chains, even if they have endurance.
Okay, so the problem here is fine, rework original pain if you think it's too strong for tunneling, but like, can you at least fucking make it do something different from the other add-on that already does this same exact thing as what they're changing original pain to? There is another purple add-on, I think it's the lens, where when you hit a survivor with the chain, you see their aura for like 6 to 8 seconds. Why are we putting in another purple add-on that does the literal exact same thing? It's the exact same add-on. They just didn't know that there was an add-on that already did that. 100% that's what happened. They just didn't know there was another add-on that did that. It was so just, they didn't even put 1 ounce of effort into it, man. Not even 1 ounce of effort. They're just like, oh, let's just do that. That sounds like a good idea, without considering that it's already in there. So mind-boggling. It's embarrassing. Like I have secondhand embarrassment for him on that one. Like, just holy shit, you literally don't know anything about your own game.
because on the BTB, you couldn't do that. So that's been reverted to the live behavior that we can expect. And then finally, the last hot topic is what about medkits? So there were 2 medkit add-ons that got changes on the BTB. So we will be keeping a close eye on these add-on changes once they hit live, just so that we have the broader community at large to get feedback from. And then we'll see what kind of adjustments we need to make there at that point.
So they made the syringe go from being an instant heal to a thing that immediately gives you your exhaustion back, right? Which is essentially the same thing. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's essentially the same thing. If you're in a situation where, like, let's say you're in a dead zone, you just pop your instant heal and then you sprint burst out of it, right? So it's basically the same thing. It's a get out of jail free card, effectively. Is it worse than an actual instant heal? Probably. I mean, the instant heal, how do you get at something stronger than that in the game? You could literally work on a generator injured while healing yourself in the background. Like, the instant heal was like by far the most broken thing they ever had. Unironically, could have still existed if the game had a currency system, because you could have just made it expensive and then it wouldn't have mattered at all anymore. But with no currency system, and it, like, yeah, obviously it's too strong. And then when it comes to the styptic, just making you heal faster, really boring. But like, and it's just like, yeah, borrowed time in a bottle, super annoying to play against, 100% annoying to play against. But you can't deny that it in some ways made the game more interesting, right? Like, again, this is really why I would like the currency system, because it's very strong. But now it's too strong to be allowed to exist. So now we're just going to dumb it down so that it's nothing but just healing faster as a percentage, which is fucking boring as shit and is still kind of strong anyway, but just boring as shit, bro. Like, how fucking much are we going to gut out of this game in Pursuit of Balance when they could just put in a currency system? It's so annoying. Honestly, it's just so annoying. Like, when will the community, like, just accept that that's the best fucking option for the game? How much do we have to lose? Like, genuinely, like, what is this game gonna look like in a few years after they just continuously just homogenize everything? Do we need every killer in the game to be a dash slop killer? Do we need items to not do anything anymore? Like, do we need perks to all just be percentage changes and have actually no overall effects? Like, how much are we gonna just dumb down the game and make it boring as shit in Pursuit of Balance when we could have just put in a currency system and then all these things would have been allowed to exist and it wouldn't have been a problem? It's so frustrating to me. I don't think I can really explain how much it fucking annoys me at this point, because it's just over and over and over and over again.
I think
Next one is.
Can you click?
Okay.
I've got a laptop on the
Sorry,
I
I'm
can't
clicking.
click as well.
I clicked.
Okay, so Waterhaven lighting. That was another major topic of the PTB. And as you'll
So
see
ugly.
from the video, there are some changes that we've made. Thank you so much for the feedback about this, by the way. You helped the team identify exactly what they needed to change. And as you will see,
Get rid of the green diarrhea filter.
I can't see because I'm colorblind. It's more green. Everybody is telling me this is more green. It's lost the yellow color, and I'm being really careful with what I describe that
Oh,
as.
you mean the piss filter?
I knew you would go there. I'm
That's
a
what
lady.
players lovingly call it.
I'm a lady. I'm not gonna say it. So yeah, so that is going to be the green color. So there's still going to be a bit more fog, but it is looking.
I'm
so much
confused. Is
better.
this
And
what it looked
honestly,
like, or is
playing
this
on
what they're
that,
gonna make it
was
look
really
like?
good.
Because this looks kind of ugly too.
So the piss filter is gone.
That's a diarrhea filter, I guess.
Oh my god. Actually, before we get to, we told you we'd get to the palette density stuff, but I want, if you could humor me for a second. I meant to do this at the top. I'm very interested because, you know, survivors and killers are always at each other's throats in the game, in the community, in the chat. If you're a killer, main, hit K in chat. And if you're a survivor, main, hit S in chat. If you play both, hit me with a B. I'm just super interested to see what our chat right now consists of. I'm just
I think
really
it's going to be mostly
curious.
bees, probably.
Great. Thank you for letting me orchestrate this madness.
I love the first-time chatters coming in.
Look at that.
Oh, sorry, you can see as well.
Nobody cares.
Super interesting.
A lot of bee.
And you can continue to do that. We're going to talk about the palette density changes now, but I just thought that was interesting, I think, for everyone to be able to look at each other and see who does what and
Yeah.
get a sense for roles in the game. I know that if you're one or the other, it's your life, and the other person, sometimes we don't see their point of view, and I'm not going to be able to make everyone do that. But I would love if people could be more civil with each other about their chosen roles.
And understand that,
Guys, it's like the devs not realize how much they incite the us versus them bullshit in the game. Like, like we wish you guys could be more civil towards each other. Like, stop pouring so much fuel on the fire then, man. Like, you say stuff like people who slug are evil and shit. Like, what do you think you're doing? You're just gonna piss everybody off. Or when you're a good killer, you get a golden star for a hook. Like, okay, like, can you just stop? Like, you're literally playing right into the bullshit.
understand the other side.
Exactly.
There's a human being on the other side of that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Palettes.
Density. Okay, so this has been a big one. As you know, there was the changes that were made. These were not PTB. These were made in the last release. And
Never in a
we've done
PTB, I don't
lot
think,
of
right?
Discussion with you on the forums and Reddit, and thank you so much for all the detailed feedback, the screenshots, everything that you've provided. That has really, really helped. We're not doing a full revert of the palette density. We've identified specific areas. So some really strong God loops, Asylum, we're looking at you because that one was a big one.
Do they even understand what God palettes are? I honestly didn't even know they knew what that meant yet.
Those are going to be much weaker. Back to about a better standard.
Does this mean they'll get rid of the God palettes on the game? Surely that's what it means,
reduced
right?
the strength of chainable loops.
No chance.
So making sure that you can't chain a loop straight.
Literally revolting that they're talking about us versus them the very next stream after suggesting slugging is only done by toxic killers. Yeah, they straight up said that. They said there's an evil bad slugging and good slugging.
$5. Literally revolting that they're talking about SBSM the very next stream after suggesting slugging is only done by toxic killers.
They want us to just forget that they said that and put it on us. Like, if you guys were only nicer to each other after like treating one side of the community like absolute dog shit and like making them like gaslighting the shit out of them, that's kind of crazy.
Straight from shack straight into a jungle gym where you've got a double pallet in the jungle gym, for example, so that we've taken out those specifically strong loops and randomized a lot of the tiles on Swamp and Asylum. Those ones in particular were multiple pallets spawning at a specific tiles and then leading into a strong window. So we have taken care of those. So again, this is going to go live on Tuesday. Please test it and let us know exactly your thoughts on it. And if you come to the forums, Reddit, anywhere to give us the feedback, if you can grab screenshots and press that escape button to just get the map tile, that is so helpful to our level design team to see exactly where
Randomized doesn't mean removing pallets. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Pull that up on their side and see where the problems are occurring.
And you already said it, but I'll say it again. I really thank you to everybody who helped us. So the community team.
You don't know why killer mains are saying they've won, they've gotten nothing? Bro, that's the DBD community in a nutshell. I pretty much could guarantee that I could go to Twitter right now and scroll through Twitter, and every content creator, like, well, not every single one of them, but like the vast majority of every content creator would be saying some bullshit along the lines of like, oh my god, behavior, they listen to us. They listen to us, guys. They did it. This is a huge win. I'm glad the behavior is actually getting better at communicating with us. Like that's what the fucking community will say. And that's why this game is like, that's a huge reason this game is in the position it is, because the fucking like mainstream sort of content creator people and the Twitter people and the Reddit people, like they just fucking eat the glue, man. Like behavior serves them a big steaming dish of Elmer's and they just sniff it right up. It's so like they offered you shit. You said you didn't want the shit, so they took out a single peanut from that turd, gave it to you, and now you're celebrating that you don't have to eat shit. Like, you still got to eat that peanut. What are you talking about? It just got, it got, like, mathematically worse. Even if it's just one peanut at a time, bro. Anyway.
My team, of which Mandy's on, you're on the design team, put in a lot of work, putting threads together for every one of the maps, getting targeted feedback for each one. Where are the problematic palettes, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a good amount of work, and it was also a great amount of participation from the community in helping us get to what these changes are. So thanks to everyone involved. I'm happy with how that went.
The importance of feedback.
Feedback, we love it.
It really helps.
Cool. So that is our, yes. Looks like you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Why not saying anything else?
Oh.
I haven't actually, no, because we were putting up questions right the way through. So, in the chat that you missed it.
What is Wes from Guns
Reaper,
doing?
You missed it.
Yeah, Cenobite base kit is being reverted, so you'll be able to bind those survivors with endurance as you would previously.
Someone's also asking.
Field Agent Reaper call out.
At least one someone, it probably was more earlier. But what about the full rework of the Skull Merchant? You can remind them what we said before.
Yeah, so at this stage, we're going to make the changes in hotfix 1 and then approach it the same way that we did with this PTB and see if more changes are needed, and if yes, what kind of changes are needed. So it's not gone, we're just reassessing as we go.
Apologies about the mute button on the portrait behind me that someone just told me about.
Is that?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I saw it pop.
it just keeps flickering.
Oh, yeah.
Movie magic spoiled.
See, you let me with the controls earlier. I broke everything.
Cool.
Ooh, Mindbreaker.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, Mindbreaker.
will be back.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. I'm seeing some questions about that in the chat.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Good grab.
Thank God.
It was capped, so I saw it. I don't have my glasses on again. I've done it again.
Have I seen TCM Tuned? I have. So if you guys haven't seen TCM Tuned, it's going to be a modded sort of community of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's heavily balanced. And if you want to play it on any platform, you can get on their Discord and you can join even from console into those modded lobbies. So that like you're not like locked out of it if you're a console player. And if you're obviously on PC or something, you just need to go to their Discord and download the mods. So if that's something you're interested in, it could be very interesting. I'll probably look into giving it a try. I just got to see.
Someone's asking about a shirtless Death Slinger skin, which of course they're joking.
TCM Tuned. You could find them on Twitter. I think they go under the name like TCM Modes. And they're a modding community that's basically trying to keep the game alive. And TCM Tuned is the name of the mod.
But
No, they're not.
But maybe I've seen something that's in production right now that might be going in that direction. I don't know. Cool. Well, feel free to keep asking questions in the chat. We still have a lot more show to go. But as I mentioned before, Jeff's not done. We want to talk about the Grimoire with him as well. I don't recall, Dork, if
I don't think I care about the Grimoire, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's like in the end, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Will be met with a devastating response. So he's done this exercise with the votes that you guys cast. And the way that we will do this is that it's going to be broken down into 4 components. Cool. So,
They're just going through
and
their
theory craft all of it.
next anniversary killer.
The next one is, how does one gain a sin? So the first choice is
Holy moly.
spears again, or
How long do they contest update winners? Are we kind of done?
5,000 submissions. Can you imagine? Well,
an expression coming out. It was
Guys, you're gonna ruin the skins anyway when they come to the game.
Possibility of linking.
this one, Brandon, please.
Such a great cosmetic, by the way. That it's linked, but it does.
things that are going to be coming in, and also what people are going to resubmit, please.
What's up with that?
Yeah, so we got an early version. I'm super excited for
Emails. Everyone check your emails. That was a big
Jeez.
Our last batch.
That's everything
Content,
we've
guys.
got
Gotta
for you
get that
today.
content.
Thank you so much for watching.
Slop
and
it in.
Be sure to congratulate all of our winners on a job, which is Elodie. And so we'll get to see his.
What was this? Are they saying they're gonna change Singularity's helmet finally, maybe? The hell am I watching? Okay. So there you have it. Basically, they could have summed this up in about 5 minutes, saying we're reverting everything except 2 little tiny minor things. Get fucked, and then they could have left. More slop from behavior, more cosmetics for gooners. Why don't behavior simply employ Choi into the balance team? I think they'd rather see Dead by Daylight die than put me on the balance team. Gonna make it a tit louder. I would, but I think it's over. Yeah. So they spent how many months wasting content? I mean, they wasted a lot of fucking time, bro. Crazy. I don't apologize for winning at chess. I don't apologize for stealing jungle from farm and league. Why would I apologize for tunneling in DVD? F them kids.
At survivalpunk-aka-the white guard super cringe $5. I don't apologize for winning at chess. I don't apologize for stealing jungle farm in league. Why would I apologize for tunneling in DVD? F them kids.
Because don't you know you're evil and bad for tunneling in DVD? But appreciate with the 5. Now it's time for some more Elmers, so they will come up with some more excellent ideas. What was that, Glue? Yeah, that was pure Elmers. It's good some changes were reverted, but also, man, so much wasted dev time on nothing again. Scott Yoon's newest video. See if I can find that. Yeah, so going back to it, they didn't change or put basically anything through. We've wasted 2 PTBs worth of time. We pushed the DLC all the way back to January, which is crazy. Like, how does that even affect like the next cycle? I don't even understand. Like, we're only going to have 3 new killers in 2025. That's crazy. That's crazy. That clue must have been so good. Meanwhile, I'm getting all of the Gunner skins and paying all the money to Warframe devs because they actually care for the game and actively play it themselves. Did they have Gunner skins in Warframe? I know they created like that other game that was just like the Gunner version of Warframe, which was like the First Descendant or something. First Descendants, I don't remember, something like that. It's like Goon out of the Goon apocalypse. But and like the community should be so livid over the amount of time they just wasted. They should be so ashamed, right? But instead, I guarantee like the community is just going to be glazing them for this, that they listened again. We never get anywhere because of that shit.
Okay, Scott.
So is that basically what this is about? Scott's just saying that nothing ever changes, right? If you go back to the first PTB, the one that had base kit pop in it and like whatever, and all of these quality of life changes, Scott and I both said back then that we wished that the changes would just fucking go through and just get it over with, right? Instead of this like death by 1,000 cuts garbage design they're doing where they put one peanut from the turd in each time. Like, yeah, no, it's just so boring, man. Like, nothing's ever happening with this game. It's so incredibly boring. The devs refuse to see that they have to put a currency system in, and we just go in circles for all of eternity and nothing ever happens. Except eventually they you know, they put in something sneakily like pallet density, and then you see how much more horrible it is. And I'm going to actually say something about pallet density. I don't think that pallet density has had the dramatic effect on the game that people think that it's had. I think that the pallet density in and of itself made a lot of people who played at the highest MMR level go, fuck this. Like, this is actually starting to piss me off. I think they left or switched over to Survivor, and now there's less sweaty killer players, and people that didn't actually play against the absolute best started to play against the absolute best, and they immediately thought, oh my god, they added 3 new pallets and now all of a sudden I can't get a hook. And it's like, no, you're just playing against better survivors now. And as more and more killer players leave the game and that trickles down, more and more people who play killer will start to see what it's actually like when you play against sweats, right? And I just got to say it, all these people that talked about how it was so fucking easy to 12 hook all of a sudden are bitching now because of a few extra pallets getting added to the game. Like, you're going to tell me you could 12 hook every game easily, but now that a few extra pallets got added, you can't do it anymore? Bullshit. Bullshit, bro. You're just playing against better survivors, and that's what's happening. 100%. I'm sorry, but adding 5 pallets to the game did not fucking change the outcomes that dramatically, that all of a sudden these people who could just 12 hook every game easily without even turning their brain on suddenly can't do it anymore. No chance. You really, yeah, Bubba is good. Bubba and Dredge, like, some killers specifically will feel it more because they have to deal with the pallets nonstop. But I'm talking about people who literally said that they could 12 hook every match easily. Or like, there's no chance, bro. There's no chance that you could go from 12 hooking every game easily to not being able to do it anymore at all, just because of a few extra pallets. Still gonna be slugging with Night? Yeah, for sure. Night and Plague, the Choibonic Plague. That's where it's gonna be at. Like, and then we've gotten some inside information too, like we got into this inside information on Chandler Riggs, a nice update on him. Look at this leaked footage. See? They didn't show you that on the live stream, did they? Told you guys he's in the basement. Anyway. These are the Warframe Gooner skins. I think, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, they're like PG-13 Gooner, but they're Gooner nonetheless. Slugging with the Night reported for being evil. What about the video of quitting DBD? It never happened. Wait, the Hooked on You Trapper skin never came out? The screen is not real? You're right, it isn't real. It never happened. The background, the DVD lobby screen that isn't there. So let's what we can do since we got banned for life anyway. Let's play solo queue. See how many glue sniffers we run into. Alright, and remember, we're playing real solo queue here. This isn't two boxed. So let's see how many S tier glue sniffer action we get. Two boxing got banned. Didn't get banned, they just gave it an enormous DC penalty when I DC'd. I could get on it, it takes like 45 minutes to load that up. We'll see how salty I get. So killers get nothing again? They get a middle finger. That counts. First up, have a good stream, everyone. Have a good one, Survival. Nerf windows? They just put it into map form. It's over now. Tunneling should get you banned. People have been saying that for a very long time. It's unfortunately not a very rare take amongst the DVD community. People really act like DVD would exist without content creators. I don't think they really understand how games work. Games don't survive for 10 plus fucking years without content creators, guys. That just doesn't happen. Like, I mean, it can happen in the sense that you could still find people queuing up, but you're not going to be seeing active DLCs and updates being released for said games if there's no content creation around it. And it's Ghoul. Who would have fucking thought that we would play this game and it wouldn't just be Ghoul every single match? This is what it looks like when you don't 2-box, by the way. You just play against fucking Ghoul and Blight over and over again. Attention-addicted e-girls like Troy keep DVD alive. Thanks for your service. You're no problem, bro. You're gonna play against an S tier. Oh, you're gonna play against an S tier. There's nothing more fun than playing against an S tier killer with teammates that don't do generators, only to have your gen hit by pain res and DMS 2 seconds before you finish it. Kaneki might have single-handedly killed the game. But if it wasn't Kaneki, it would be Blight. It's a pretty simple calculation. You take a killer that you have to put the least amount of effort in to get value out of, and there you go. And unironically, he's probably still not even strong enough to deal with the best Swifts. I don't say probably, he definitely isn't. I think the best Swift would absolutely dumpster Kaneki. I saw somebody yesterday say that Kaneki is a poor man's Legion, which I thought was like a really stupid thing to say, like, because if anything, Kaneki is like a rich man's Legion. Legion is a poor man's Legion. It's the other way around. How bad if we 3-gen ourselves here? Just gonna go for me, right? No? Surprising. Bad choice, honestly. There's no point to heal you unless you have Resurgence. You have Resurgence? No, you don't. Rise is a pay to win skin? I think she's more of a pay to not be annoyed skin. Are you gonna sandbag me? I'll walk all the way around the fucking map, I don't care. Reported. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. Heal me! I can buy one stage. I'm scared. I don't know how to play the game against a killer that instantly injures you across the map with hit scan. I don't know how to do it. Okay. Oh, report that guy for sandbagging me, this piece of shit. Hope he got funny in a corner somewhere, being worthless. Oh, why are we healing against Ken? You're healed now, but you're not gonna touch a gen, are you? No, you're fucking not gonna touch it because you're worthless. Get out of my game. Make sure to come to the gen that's being worked on. That's where to run. They're still... Oh my god, finally they touched it. Nope, they got off it again. Scared! What are we all cowards for? Palette density update, even though they didn't actually add any to RPD. It's the palette density, bro. When I used to play RPD in the past, there were never this many palettes, god damn it. We even fucked around for like 2 minutes and still like dumpster this guy. Good luck. Make him watch? Alright. We saw. Hero to Narnia knows no fear. That's right. I'll take it as a kiss. Good luck, have fun next. What does he say? He says something Russian. We got Russianed. He says, "Go fuck yourself, you fucking nerds." That's what he said. That's what the Rise player said. He finished the match out and he said, "You know what? Why don't you all just go fuck yourself?" Okay. Poor guy. He said you're a huge inspiration in GG. Imagine if that's what he said. Man had a crash out. Why do they always speak Russian? Why don't you all go fuck yourselves, you fucking nerds? Speak. He was definitely tunnel visioning pretty hard there. Facing the Houndmaster, bro. It's acting like I just... What? It's acting like I've never played against the Houndmaster before. That's how few times we'll pick this character since she's come out. I get a loading screen notification. Holy shit. Which is probably gonna win too, because like... Like, you knew she was in the school. Like, why did you walk in there like that? And she did it slow too, like she didn't know. It was so obvious. The dog was like, you could hear where the dog was at almost exactly. They're both getting chased right in that spot by that car. How? Dude, I don't think you can underestimate how bad Survivor players are at this game. Like, they will take an impossible feat and make sure to lose. Survive, like when you play Killer, it's a constant battle to go uphill. And when you play Survivor, it's like a constant battle to go downhill at all times. If you had like the killer player base of like the high MMR killers on Survivor, I can almost guarantee you that they play way better than the vast majority of Survivor players do. I think it just appeals to like the sweatier player more, the killer role. Because you're forced to, like you're forced to get good. Survivor, you're not. You could just win matches just basically by not giving up when you play Survivor. Man, they're hooked right next to each other too. That sucks. That sucks. I have to go down because of GlueSniff. Nah, fuck. I didn't think she'd get off cooldown that quick. Guess that's what happens when you don't ever play against a killer. Why were those hooks so close to each other? This game isn't fair. You got a bill? True. We should have never stayed in a lobby with a bill in it. It's like a guaranteed loss. Bill players are just the worst players on the game, for sure. It's not even close. What was the cooldown of that dog getting stunned? Did she have it back in like 3 seconds or something? It's really fast, so you basically have to take into consideration that she can always use the dog again. Oh man. Side ceiling Bill. Six-second cooldown. How are you even supposed to ship W there? Frozen. Oh, this Dwight's spending his whole game just healing people. He should have just put Will Naked on. Not looking good for us right now. I'd say that the killer has the lead on us. I'm sure the killer wouldn't see it that way, but I don't know. I don't see us in a good position right now at all. Bill's fucking dead. Sorry, Bill. We just definitely don't win this unless Dwight goes on some crazy giga chase right now, but nah, he got double grabbed. What's the map for? Totems, and it's windows of opportunity as well. Bro, she took the stairs down to him instead of dropping down the hole. Bo, 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 bo. Breaking chase isn't fair. Just going for Bill. You know he ain't gonna last. They're gonna heal for 45 minutes. She's very conscious over the Killer Shack Jen. Makes sense why. Yeah, maps are so good right now, it's crazy. Who would have guessed putting the best map in the entire game on or the best perk in the entire game on a map would have had an effect on it. She wants Bill, guys. I think we just have to accept that it's better this way. Well, I took a hit for him. Alright, I'm leaving this and going for the other exit. Four games in a row where the survivors just surrendered. Well, I already know why they surrendered. It's because you thought you had the right to win. Maybe if you would have realized that your role in the game is to entertain the survivors, you wouldn't have made that mistake. Did they make it to where Houndmaster like can't stop people from getting out of the exit gate now, even if they get hit by a dog grab? Well, I might be able to do it. No, somehow the Lara got down. I have no idea how she managed that. Did she ever save the best for last? I feel like she double hit her. She did have saved the best for last. That's unlucky. Be honest, how many people that you know are still playing Killer that stream this game? Man, we only get syringes in the game for like one more day. Kind of sad, isn't it, in a way? Lose out on syringes forever. The only reason you still follow the game is to validate why you stopped playing it. Feels better every day. Zero. God Wolf still plays Killer, huh? God Wolf really paces himself though, doesn't he? He like, I think he literally plays like maybe 2 matches a stream and then he gets off. Just got here. Did Joy call out the bullshit? All the people seem okay with this stream. It's an overall nerf for Killer, but it's not a mega nerf. Therefore, it's a win. Yeah, it was stupid. It's a bullshit. As a Killer, you're exceedingly nice. You don't slug, you don't tunnel, and you don't camp instead of people DCing and crying. What Killer do you play as? Mostly. I think honestly, if you're like a big content creator for Dead by Daylight, like you know, one of the top 10s, let's say, I think you need to start distancing yourself from Dead by Daylight. I really do believe that. I think you need to start doing slowly incorporating other things into your streams. That's what I would be doing. 100%. I would be like, well, today I'm going to play a little bit of this game. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of this game, but I'm not going to go away from Dead by Daylight. I'm basically going to, you know, kind of see how my community feels about different genres, different types of games. And because, bro, like nothing, like you don't have to quit Dead by Daylight. That's the thing. You don't have to be like super savage about it, but you do need to distance yourself from it because this game could go downhill so fast. What do you play instead when your audience is DVD addicted? I mean, I guess that's what you got to find out. You play Legion, Knight, Ghostface, and Vecna. I bet Ghostface gets the least amount of DCs. Legion and Knight probably get the most, and Vecna is somewhere in between. Embrace Outlast Invasions. I still don't like Invasions. I think they ruined them. Unless you play the Regent, but I don't really like the feeling of like my matches being decided by a dev team for me. Dredge. Bro, there's one button in the game. And that gen's being worked on. My connection's so ass. That gen's being worked on. Deja Vu would have been good here. Holy god, we found a gen. You quit DBD even when trying to relax. There was no relaxing. Like, why could Bubba lose his chainsaw? Why is that still a thing? Why could Bubba lose his entire power? A bug? That was really silly. Even though their shitty teammates abandoned them. Respect. That was a long time to get its first down, but we'll see. If he doesn't make good choices here soon, he could be in big trouble, because I think we're working on 3 separate generators. Which means he needs to find somebody really fast, and he needs to have, like, pop or something. Oh man, he stopped her right at the last second, but it doesn't matter. Her gen is still going to be pretty much completed. So that was the central gen now. I know that because she was working on the center gen. So when I finish this, I'm running straight to that gen. Oh, deadlock, huh? Is he gonna hook her? Look, because he goes for the hook, he probably won't be able to stop this now. Should have slugged it when you had the chance, brother. Died in my first hit because 2 of my teammates were jumping in and out of lockers on the floor. They wanted to give up on. It's not allowed, Joy. People will like take the dev stream and be like, "Oh my god, Killer Main's always getting what they want in the game. We can't ever get anything done because Killer Main's cry nonstop." Even though the only changes were changes to fucking Nerf and Killer. Am I a survivor main now? Is nobody really gonna unhook this person? That's crazy. That defense Hugo person, by the way, did nothing for like literally over a minute. While fully healed. They were just too scared to come in for the unhook for some reason. May have lost us the game with that cowardism. I'm not a survivor main, but the killer role is like so unplayably bad at the moment that I feel like it's just insulting to play it, kind of. It kind of goes to show too that I put my money where my mouth is, you know what I mean? Like, if I was like, wow, the fucking survivor role is so much easier and killer is so unfair, but I still played killer and won every match, you know, then people would be like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? But if they see that I'm putting my money where my mouth is and showing you that the survivor role is just a bajillion times fucking easier, like, I mean, you know, I don't care. It's like, I'm not one of these us versus them people. I never have been. People think I am, but that's just because if you ever try to defend a killer in any way, the glue comes right out of the fucking woodwork. Why did she come here? Oh my god. You guys are killing me, I swear. Why did we all leave the gens? Imagine playing both roles. High risk, no reward for playing killer. Yeah. You get traumatized by how bad the killer experience is in Dead by Daylight. Like, that should pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, she worked on that gen. I give her credit. I don't know. She tried to min-max that unhook a little bit too much, maybe, and that's why she went second stage, but he's here. Oh, schnauts. Trying to be a good teammate here because we're so far ahead. The lack of totems is kind of wild. That's gonna be a second down. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it in time. Bit risky. No. Nobody's allowed to win in Dead by Daylight. So, the match on Leary's, where it looked like Geralt of Narnia was about to pull off one of the greatest solo rescues in history. Did you believe it? Well, if you did, we got you. This match, it never happened. And the killer never watched. Five Nights at Freddy's isn't saving you, brother. Dude, the guy just wanted one fucking kill with no head, and even that he couldn't have. Because he had the audacity to look away from the hook for literally like 5 seconds. Reaction video when? I'll have to cut it up and upload it like maybe like Monday or something. No fun allowed. You're not allowed to win. Doesn't matter what side you play. Well, what are we looking at, by the way, right now with killer queues at 2VA? Like, how savage of a glue are we sniffing? 28 fucking minutes, bro. You people are crazy. You're actually fucking insane. Like, you should be clinically evaluated if you're queuing for that long. Who the fuck still plays 2v8? Apparently 70% of the community. People claim that Legion is D tier and that Vecna is B tier, and I have a lot of fun with both of them. People, Vecna B? I would say Vecna after his buff, he's definitely in the A's. Like pretty high A, actually. 8 survivors with Sprint Burst Simulator. You don't want to wait 30 minutes for a 5-minute match where nothing eventful happens. Everyone's praising the last dev stream. Dude, they're still hunting for that creator code. Gotta get that creator code in before it's too late, you know? Like, what I was trying to get at with the dev stream is that, like, it should have honestly been a non-starter. Like, there is no way that the dev stream could have been good. We should all have gone into it angry and out of it angry, right? Like, there was no good solution because every possible decision they had left on the table was a bad decision. That's how bad of a spot they put themselves in. So we shouldn't be praising them for making the least horrible decision that they put on the table. M1 killers are unplayable with pallet density. I mean, they pretty much borderline were already unplayable even before. It's just a nail in the coffin, if anything. They helped solo queue the biggest victims in the universe. After how many solo queue matches did I just dumpster in a row? Was that 3 matches? Barely any stress outside of just dealing with a few glue sniffers on my team. Have to go to the basement and consult Chandler. And again, here's the problem, right? Look at how long I'm queuing to play killer. There's just simply either too many people that want to play killer in Dead by Daylight, regardless of the experience, or there's too many people that don't want to play Survivor because there's other games that are just more fun and the Survivor role is not that interesting. I think realistically, that's the biggest problem with Dead by Daylight. Like, yeah, a lot of the killers they've added and stuff, people really don't like playing against. Like, people hate playing against Ghoul. They hate playing against, you know, whatever it is that's out there. But, like, I don't know, man. I really don't think the answer of that to fix that problem resides in just making the killer experience completely miserable. I really wasn't gonna heal that Lara. She had to Learn. Gen Rush. This is an Olympic sport now. How is Knight now? I mean, he's still decent if you're willing to just fucking slug the shit out of everybody. Luckily, like, a lot of people stopped using Conviction. It fell off pretty severely because, again, slugging's not really a realistic problem in the game. That's why people don't use Conviction. If you were getting slugged like every other match, you would use it every match, because why wouldn't you? But if it's not a real problem and it's just a narrative that the community made up that slugging is a problem, then you see the result of it in reality. Nobody uses that shit. They need to bring back core to DPD like Pokey, who doesn't play to win but plays to scare people. Playing a Survivor is one of those games that looks like fun. Yeah, I think in general there just needs to be like another ASIM that really goes into that experience. I don't think there's any hope for DPD in that sense. The team I'm gonna play against right now will probably be like 100 times better than the teams that I just had. That's how it goes. Alright, there are no gens, so I'm just gonna send a jailer over here to start a chase. The jailer might hit her because she messed up a little bit. Let's see. Alright. There's pallet density for you. Alright. Try. Ace for each foot because Knight. I got 2 medkits back there. How does she go with the jailer, I wonder? How did Fung heal herself? Do. Fortunately, I didn't get anybody with that, but nice. This team's pretty altruistic, so nice. She baited that good. Smash hit too. Nice a bait. Holy shit. This person is a sweat. And she makes it to the pallet. Alright, well, let's leave her. I think she's too strong. How you lose games, chasing survivors that know how to play the game. You can't entertain chases with people that are at this level.
_A just became an edge lord.
Appreciated for becoming an edge lord. Cody says you will never regret in your life. Nice, that door's open is huge. You might have dead hard though. Remember what sweat levels we're playing at here? Healing themselves, gen rushing. Another gen done, 2 gens left.
At get2dakop_A just became an edge lord. At get2dakop_A celebrates 2 months of membership.
Give me that sweet Elmer's. Much appreciated, Shoppa. Much appreciated indeed. Almost at endgame. This game literally doesn't even make sense anymore. So fucking broken. It literally doesn't even make sense anymore. Not shamed. She unhooks herself. Anti-face cam. Could even punish the lack of unhooks. And then just staying injured and rushing gens gets rewarded. She heals herself. Add medkit because Franklin's got nerfed. It doesn't work anymore. Bot's playing like perfectly. All this just to have everybody abandon at the end, even if I win. Just gonna get the banner here soon. Just does the gen. Jeej. Oh. Boom. Boom. So, the match where it looked like the killer, the hero of the story, was gonna pull out the victory against the gen rushing little shits. Did it actually ever happen again? No, it didn't. Because this is Dead by fucking baby bitch light, and everybody rage quits when they're not gonna win. So, if you thought it was real, we got you. It never happened. Would you like to abandon and lose the game after you won? Would you like that? How about you just sit in the fucking lobby and clean up the bots, huh? Why don't you think about what you fucking did, you piece of shit killer player? You, look at you, you sickened me. That's what the devs think. Just giving you a little bit of a performance on what the devs think when they look at killer gameplay. Can you fat shame here, like, as a survivor? Bro, that would be so grossly strong. I told you, it's like the equivalent of, like, imagine you're playing a chess match, right? You're playing a chess match. There's a checkmate. You've won the game because of a checkmate. The fucking person you're playing against flips the board, leaves the room, and then you're forced, before you're allowed to leave, you're forced to have to clean up the chessboard, put all the pieces back where they were, and finish playing out the game as if they were still there. And then you get the win. But if you try to leave when they do, then the game says they won the game and you lost. Like, how does that make any sense in any dimension? Someone said GG. That's a crazy world we live in. Nia had shoulder the burden, right? So if I had been hooking another player, she would have robbed my hook states from me and like lost the game for me. Ace had unbreakable, but I swear he either never used it or used it super early on or something. Look at this build. Decisive Strike, Resilience, Unbreakable, Dead Hard. Literally straight out of a catalog of Meta Slave. He's even playing Gray Suit Ace. Still rage quits. Shoulder the Burden, Vigil, Sprint Burst, Decisive Strike. Disgusting. Smash Hit, Resilience, Object of Obsession, Dead Hard. This was a little bit more interesting than the other builds. I'll give him credit. And then a full-blown healing build. With the med kit. I think the Meta Slave comes first, and then the reason they play Ace is because he has like better movement animations. He's super quiet when he's injured, and his gray suit is a really like camouflage suit to hide with. So that's why they use Ace. It has actually nothing to do with Ace himself. It's just little minor, like any pixel fucking advantage they can get, they'll bring into a game because they Meta Slave so hard. Is the game dead? Yes. Like, that's what I tell people. Like, if you had played Dead by Daylight any time in the past, like, 8 years, you would see that year 2025 of Dead by Daylight is not the same game. It really isn't. It shifted with the Houndmaster's release completely, and they've slowly just kept pushing it in a different direction. It's like, it would be like if Left 4 Dead 3 came out tomorrow, and it was kind of like Left 4 Dead 2, but they changed all of the things about the game that actually made it good. Like, you can't really count it as the same game. So, like, Dead by Daylight is truly dead. like the game that we all played from like 2016. It just doesn't exist anymore. We have this game, and it's just completely brain dead. This game is about to be Carbonite needed to be rescued from Jabba's palace. Payday 2 first time. Yeah, Payday 3 was like that, right? And it's the same thing. They just didn't slap a Dead by Daylight 2 on it. It's true. I just saw Choi play against 4 bots as night. There's no players left. It's so frustrating, man. You play these matches out. The pacing is fucking a nightmare, right? Like, the matches don't have any room to breathe whatsoever. Like, the gens are going at such an insane pace that you have to just dominate from the second the match starts to the second it ends if you want to quote unquote win. And then even when you get to that part where you're gonna win, the game just fucking gives you this horrible negative feeling because all of the survivors leave, and there is like, you're not actually allowed to win the competitive multiplayer game. You're just by yourself because the other side left. It's just, wow. Okay. MMR was the catalyst for all of the like the downfall of Dead by Daylight. Nothing else ever did as much damage to it as MMR. Yeah, I reacted to the dev stream at the beginning. I'll probably chop it up a little bit and upload it sometime this week. I don't think anyone's serious who claims that one side is better than the other. Both sides have annoying shit to deal with. Killers need to dominate from the start, and then survivors DC. And for survivors, it isn't engaging either way. You were stuck crawling on the ground the entire game. Any attempt to like, I don't know. I've made so many balance videos on this game to try to make it better for both sides, and I really have just gotten to the point where I realize now that behavior truly doesn't give a shit about not just what I say, which clearly why would they, but they don't give a shit about what anybody says. They don't give a shit about Otstarva. They don't give a shit about hens. Like, they literally do not care at all. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean the entire team, but like the people that are in charge of the decision making. They don't give a fuck. Why are we claiming that things have contributed to the downfall of the game when the downfall hasn't even started yet? I don't know what your personal threshold is for that, but for me, like, this game has been on a straight 100% decline for an entire straight year. Every update has just been brutal and making the game significantly worse. And they've wasted so many man hours and so much fucking time on this game this year doing nothing. It's insulting. And at the end of the day, it's a game, but it's also a business, and like, you know, a lot of people are impacted by it. So, yeah. The devs just throw shit on the wall and see what sticks. I don't know where their brain is at. I don't like I think again the build allowance system and getting rid of MMR is pretty much how you fix Dead by Daylight, but at some point they have to do something to make Survivor more interesting. I'm talking about the original game of Dead by Daylight, the 2016 version dying and a new version emerging out of it. Like, this is Dead by Daylight 2 for me. Like, it's not Dead by Daylight. It's changed too much. And if you were more of a fan of, like, the original game, then the game is dead for you because it's unrecognizable. Honestly, I feel like for so many updates, gamers have been crying it's the end of the game, so now that it's actually bad gamers still see it as a joke. Yeah, there's a lot of crying wolf, for sure, with the DVD community. I mean, numbers-wise, you look at it, the numbers are fantastic. Like, the devs think they're cooking. But it's just not the same community. Everybody's moving on from this. That was, like, part of the original game, I think. Like, the 2016 game. The game is so frustrating, the changes they have been making feel so out of touch. Me and my entire squad uninstalled simply because it feels so fucking abysmal for both sides. I mean, that's the ultimate conclusion of MMR, right? Like, when you have a game, especially an asymmetrical game, where you're going to feel it dramatically more. Like, eventually everything is going to get min-maxed to such a point where the game just literally like, it just dies. It, like, rots at the highest level. MMR is just not a healthy direction for gaming, in my opinion, outside of, like, maybe, like, 1v1 fighting games or something. How was Outlast Trials? You heard it's good? Nah, it was okay when it came out, but the devs GlueSniffed. They made it impossible for the imposters to win, so you kind of have to go into it knowing that you're going to spend about 30 minutes in a match. 15 to 20 minutes of that is going to be you watching from a spectator mode while other people play the co-op game. And then every once in a while you get to go in, and if you actually do any kind of reasonable amount of damage, the game instantly puts you back into spectator mode. I don't know how any person on the planet can feel like that's a fun experience, but... That's why you wait a month before getting anything. I mean, the thing with Outlast Trials is that it's still an absolutely fantastic co-op game or single-player game. But as a PvP game, the mode just didn't land at all. The devs were basically too scared to do anything with it. They had no vision, I don't think. Actually, I know for a fact they didn't have a vision for it, because if they did, then they would have committed to the vision. But instead, they just, like, stumbled over themselves and gave up. McLean was the last person who played Killer in DVD. McLean was the last dev who actively played Killer. Didn't McLean have some pretty wild takes too, though? But yeah, I don't know. Patrick, or whoever it was that spearheaded MMR to DVD as the new matchmaking system, that was it. I think that set the course, and there's basically no fixing it unless you just get rid of MMR. And again, I really wish that the PTB stuff, not this PTB stuff because it was boring, but the prior one with Pop and all that, I wish that one would have gone through to live. I really do. Like, because sometimes you got to push the game in one direction for it to actually move forward. And I think that as shit as it was, would have somehow or another pushed the game forward by necessity. But now we've just taken 100 steps back, and there's nothing to look forward to at all except content slop and bugs. So that's the future of Dead by Daylight at the moment. It's pretty fun, right? You got bugs, you got a killer role that's borderline impossible to play without having a rage attack, and brain dead survivor gameplay. So let's face it, DVD needs to fail so it can rebuild itself to be a better game. Or something like that. Yes. VHS also died because devs took vacation instead of striking when the iron was hot. That's crazy, right? That it was that finicky, but... did VHS even make it out of beta? The game just feels now like it's more punishment than entertainment. Am I playing or not? I can only play one killer match a day. It's like I have brain damage after I play a single killer match. Imagine, it's like getting on like Cyberpunk and setting all of your graphics settings to the highest possible graphics settings, ray tracing ultra, and then playing the game for like an hour. Your PC is just fucking dead. Like, it's the same thing. Brain gets overloaded. It's too stressful. So now I just sit here and rant like a good man. Why did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre die? It's because the devs got an offer to make something new, and they realized that they were more interested in that. This is Virgil. Unless the IRS is asking, what do you think of the chance of Beaver adding Blight Hug Tech back? No chance. It's crazy when you look at the top 5 most played ASIM horror games that it's not even close compared to Dead by Daylight. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, and Dead by Daylight was. Oh yeah. Anyway, guys, I wanted to just do a shorter stream today, see what the devs are cooking for the future. It looks like they're cooking absolutely nothing, and it'll only be an inevitable amount of time before they make another absolutely horrible decision, and then we have to go through all of this again. And then when they revert that decision, or revert part of that decision, the community and the content creators will glaze them again like they're all amazing developers and oh my god, they're so good. The game is just, oh, they're listening, it's finally gonna be different this time. Like, they're literally like in an abusive relationship with these devs. I don't even understand, they're crazy. What about what is the January chapter? Probably Stranger Things chapter 2, but who knows. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, and don't forget, guys, that Chandler Riggs, he's locked. Look, this is the leaked footage of Chandler Riggs being chained up by Baber and taken to the basement. They didn't want to show you it, but I got the leaked footage, as I always do. Wow. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for the commitments and the recommitments, and a peace.